Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. And I know that I have not been as present as I've liked to be in the past. So normally I try to upload 2 videos per week. Tuesday and Friday are my typical upload days. However, sometimes when work gets a little crazy for me and I haven't had the time, and I sometimes cannot get those videos uploaded on that regular schedule basis. And that is what happened last week. I didn't have a video on Friday. So this Tuesday episode here is the beginning of what hopefully gets us back on schedule and back regularly getting these updated or uploaded rather. So I appreciate you guys' patience and understanding as I try to slide these videos in my free time. And without further ado, let's continue this franchise. We begin in the NL Central in second place, 69 and 59, only 4 games ahead of the Cincinnati Reds. We are 5-5 in our last 10. Let's see where we're at in the calendar. Fresh off of a split with the Chicago Cubs, where scoring was very, very wild and up and down. It was 4 shutouts in a row. We swapped wins and losses, so a weird series all around. But now we have an extended road trip, beginning first with the Texas Rangers, and then the Dodgers and San Francisco before we come home at the end of the month. The Texas Rangers are having a challenging year. They are 57 and 70. And as we near the end of August, it's going to be crunch time for a lot of teams, and that does include us as we seek to try to find a wild card spot. So we're going to need to pick up all the wins that we possibly can. So here against Texas in game 1, it's Shane Baz versus Randy Dobnak. I'm not familiar with him, but he's got 78 innings pitched to this point in the year, only 42 strikeouts to accompany that, and a 4.14 ERA. So he might be more of a contact first pitcher. I'm really just not sure. Shane Baz, though, is doing really well this year. 12 wins, 151 innings, 123 strikeouts, and a 2.85 ERA. Let's continue that success and pick up win number 70. Well, it's going to have to wait just a little bit longer as Texas edges us out 5-4 and we lose game 1. In game 2, it's Zach Littell versus Brad Keller, and another matchup that looks, on paper at least, as if we have the advantage. So let's see if Littell can get us win 70. Yes, that one is a 7-2 big-time win. Let's see where the offense came through for us. Brian Reynolds went 3 for 5, picking up 2 RBIs, and Max Schumann in the lineup today at third base goes 2 for 4. We had doubles from Arise, Carter, Sawinski, and a triple from Reynolds, and home runs from O'Neal Cruz and Brian Reynolds. Zach Littell went 7 very strong innings, allowing only 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and only striking out 2, but his ERA comes down to 3.42. Dennis Santana picks up hold number 30 and adds another inning to his great year so far. Brian Abreu picks up an inning as well, and it's clean for the both of them, a 2.55 ERA now for Abreu. Game 3 is the clincher, and it will turn our rotation around with Paul Skeens taking the mound for us against Zach Eflin. That's a familiar face for me. He's 6-8 this year with 132 innings pitched, 77 strikeouts, and a 5.02 ERA. Not doing very well right now. Let's see if the offense can continue. We've scored 11 runs through the first 2 games, so it's not really been an offensive problem. We just lost control of the pitching in game 1. Does game 3 hold a better fortune? It does not. The offense absolutely disappears, and Paul Skeens takes loss number 13 on the year. Ouch. We get a day off to rest, and Jared Jones is going to come in now against the Dodgers, who have already picked up 100 wins this year. That is ridiculous. It is August 24th. Still a full month plus left of baseball to go. The Dodgers are 131. That is absolutely insane. Roki Sasaki is going to be taking the mound here to lead off the series. He is 11-5 with a 166 innings pitched, 155 strikeouts, and a 2.65 ERA. This kid is really going to be something, and so far here in the simulation, he is absolutely someone to be frightened of. Jared Jones and our offense definitely has their work cut out for them. But despite all that buildup, it's a big victory. It's 8-2, and Jared Jones gets win number 9. Offensively, we did have a few standouts. We had 2 home runs from Jack Sawinski, picking up 5 RBIs, the unquestionable MVP of this game. That is fantastic. O'Neal Cruz also put one over the wall, and then we had doubles from Luis Ariz and Nick Gonzalez. Jared Jones against the Dodgers went 7 innings, only allowing 3 hits, 2 earned runs, but he did walk 4 batters. He also struck out 4, so he was able to wiggle out of most of these situations, and only allowing 2 earned runs over 7, absolutely a great performance from him. Brian Abreu, who we saw in the box score in the last game, did pick up another inning, and it was clean as well. He struck out 2 batters, and then David Bednar comes in and picks up an inning. He did walk 1, but no damage done. Both of those relievers with an ERA under 3. That's an excellent start to the series, and we're going to try to keep it going here with Andrew Abbott versus Blake Snell. The offense was able to dominate the Dodgers in Game 1, and we need a little bit more of that magic as Andrew Abbott needs all the help he can get with that near 5 ERA. It is a close one, but we lose 3-4. David Bednar actually took the loss on that one. That's his 5th on the year. So another split series, and hopefully we can get a win here and not repeat the series loss like we just did versus Texas. It's Shane Baz versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Big offensive day for both teams, but the Dodgers do take the series. We were only able to get 1 win, but I like the amount of offense that we were able to get. Against the Dodgers offense, this is kind of what you have to expect nowadays. They are just a powerhouse juggernaut of a team. So we'll move on and not really take out, I think, too much hurt from that Dodgers series. It's about the expectation there. Just win 1 out of 3 and, at least go home with some dignity intact. We didn't get swept, and I can appreciate that. But we need to start stringing together more victories than what this past week has given us. And now, versus a new team, it's the San Francisco Giants. They are just under 500 at 66 and 68. So with this series, they will be seeking to at least get to 50-50 or climb above it. Now, we need to get some more victories at 71 right now towards the month of August. It's not going to be good enough for a wild card. I know that already. So we need to buck this trend and start picking up some W's. Zach Littell on the mound versus Hayden Birdsong. And there it is. Another great offense and pitching day. 7-1, we take Game 1. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird that, you expect one of these games now over the last 3 series to have a big blowout victory. 7-2 versus Texas in Game 2, 8-2 versus the Dodgers in Game 1, and now 7-1 versus San Francisco in Game 1. If the trend continues, and hopefully it doesn't, we will lose the next 2 games. So we need to shake out of this. And it's going to be a matchup for the ages. Paul Skeens versus Tarek Skubal. Oh boy. Yep, there is the loss. It's 1-4. Skeens takes loss number 14. I can't believe how many losses this man is going to have to endure for the Pittsburgh Pirates, both in real life and in this franchise. It's just, I feel so bad for him. It's really unfortunate that we can't back him up better than that, but that is unfortunately very, very reminiscent of the actual Pittsburgh Pirates performance behind Skeens. So here is yet another split series as we head into Game 3. And it will be Jared Jones once again versus Logan Webb. And a critical situation here with the bases loaded versus Logan Webb. We're in the top of the 5th with 2 outs for Evan Carter. Yeah, let's hop in. Evan Carter has already gotten a home run today off of Logan Webb, as Webb, wow, through 70 pitches, he is still only at about 50% energy. The confidence is still high, and we are now only 1 run away from tying this ball game, but with 2 outs, we need something good, and hopefully Carter can deliver. Webb throws 5 different pitches, none of them at blazing speeds. It tops out at 95, so we just got to be careful and hopefully just hit something that's going to be good for us. That's right down the middle, but we're late on that timing. 92, nearly dead center. Evan Carter with the second highest average on the Pirates there. The graphic showed on the bottom right. That's pretty cool. And we get a little early on that one. The circle changing up that timing fools us pretty badly. And Carter's down 0-2 now. Come on. Give me another one in the zone, Webb. Oh, we're defending the outside edge, and he gets us on the circle change. Bases loaded, bases stranded. That one hurts. Would have really liked to have gotten something there, but Webb powers through. Hey, and what do you know? We do finish out the rest of the game and win 8-3, so I guess they didn't need my help, thankfully. The boys ended up finishing this game with O'Neal Cruz powering 2 home runs out to accompany Evan Carter with his home run. Sidelinker, Sawinski, and Triolo all got doubles as well. And wow, Triolo went 4 for 5 today. That's phenomenal. O'Neal Cruz had 2 errors out in the field. Yikes. Jared Jones did not pick up the win, and it was close to a quality start. He went 5 1/3, allowing 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and one of those errors from Cruz must have assisted there because there was 3 runs, but only 2 earned. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts will complete the line for Jones, and his ERA remains very good at a 3.20. Hunter Harvey comes in to get the final 2 outs there in the 6th inning, and one of them via the punch-out, so that's nice. Dennis Santana picks up the win with 2 clean innings of relief. That's his 7th win of the year, and Hunter Stratton with a good inning. Finally, some good news about Hunter Stratton. That ERA is still very, very bad at 7.51. Next up is the Phillies, and they're having another good year, but hopefully some home cooking will assist us here as we have finally won a series for the first time in what feels like forever. It's actually been 3 weeks, as back on the 10th was the series versus New York that we won and where we swept them. And it's been either loss or split, the only split actually between the Cubs and us, but every other series we've gone down swinging. And pun intended, that's not the way that I want this thing to happen. So let's start this off right against the Phillies and Andrew Painter with our own Andrew Abbott. Yes, a big victory, 8-2. Abbott gets win number 11. Final game for the month of August as we are transitioning into the very end of the baseball season here in 2027. Shane Baz seeking a win against Lucas Giolito. And he looks to be having a pretty good year. Comparable, I would say, if the numbers increase just a little bit to get to Shane Baz. So the pitching matchup looks pretty even. Can the offense stay hot? Oh, they sure can. It's another 8-run day. That's 3 in a row now. San Francisco, Philadelphia, and another Philadelphia game where we scored 8 runs each time. That's awesome. And that also means that is another series victory, as it's only a 3-game stretch against the Phillies, and we've taken the first 2. So no matter what here at home, that is a successful defense of home territory. But let's see if we can complete it and have a fun little sweep here. Zach Littell versus Aaron Nola. Nola looks really, really good for them. And we've got a situation with the bases loaded against Aaron Nola. Let's see what we can do with Steve Sidelinker. It'd be really exciting to get something here. It's bases loaded, 2 outs, and the Phillies protecting a 1-run lead against us. 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Wow, Nola's thrown 83 pitches, and he's still above 50% with that energy. This is getting a little ridiculous. And we watch the knuckle curve under the zone inside. Not going to get us to bite on that one, Nola. That one we will, and it's a soft dribbler. They throw over to first, and they've got him. We will strand all 3 in 2 critical situations in a row. Dang it. All right, we ended up getting shut out by the Phillies, 4-0. We couldn't cash in at any moment, so now I don't feel quite as bad. Next up, after a day off, is another brief home series, this time against the New York Mets. They are just behind us at 73 and 67, and they will be putting up Kodai Senga against Paul Skeens. We have got to get this guy some wins. My goodness. We're in the month of September, and he still only has 8 wins to his record. Unacceptable. Wow, 13-9. What a bombastic game that was. We got to check out the box score there. All right, so we picked up 12 hits, 12 RBIs, 4 walks, and we struck out 8 times. Jock Peterson was the guy that struck out 3 just by himself. We had a couple scattered hits, single hits, that is, for some of these guys, but Jack Sawinski went 2 for 4, O'Neal Cruz 2 for 5, Evan Carter 2 for 4, and Joey Bart as well 2 for 4. We had a double from Evan Carter and then home runs, 2 from Jack Sawinski. That's an awesome, repeated stat from just a few games ago. Jock Peterson and Luis Arraez also launched a bomb over the wall. That's pretty cool. Paul Skeens still cannot get another victory. He went 5 1/3 with 7 hits. He allowed 5 earned runs. Ouch. 1 walk, and he struck out 7. That ERA is still under 3, though, looking very good. Garrett Clevenger comes into the game to relieve him and does not get an out at all. He allows a hit, 2 walks, and an earned run. That really hurts, and Clevenger, unfortunately, seems to have been completely tapped for all that we can get out of him. His ERA is at a 5.37, and I think Clevenger might not be here next year. We'll see. Hunter Harvey blows a save, apparently. I don't know. That was in the 6th inning, I guess. But he allowed 3 hits and 3 earned runs, so a very bad day for him. But after that, it's all roses. Dennis Santana picks up win number 8 off of 2 innings where he struck out 2 and nothing else happened. Brian Abreu comes in and gets 2 outs for us, but he does give up a hit and a walk, but no earned runs. David Bednar, for the very final out of the game, comes in and gets save number 19, despite allowing a hit. So kind of a mixed bag for us there, both offensively and on the mound, but I will take a big-time win with 13 runs scored. That's awesome. Next up is Jarrett Jones versus Clay Holmes. Both of these pitchers looking for their 10th win on the year. And it's the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Harry Ford on first base and Brian Reynolds at the plate. The Mets protecting a 1-run lead with Edwin Diaz. Yeah, let's try it. All right, Reynolds stepping to the plate. He's averaging 263 this year. Solid as ever. And Edwin Diaz has only had to throw 6 pitches so far. There's 1 out and 1 man on. Let's see what we can do. Contact there. It's weakly driven. Diaz is going to play it and throw the force at first. The runner advances up to second base, but that's a quick result there and not a good one for us. However, Jock Peterson steps to the plate, and this guy has been absolutely phenomenal for us. He's averaging 289, and I had that nowhere on my bingo card. I just wanted some home runs. I was looking for 20 to 25 or so home runs, probably in the low 200 average is what I was expecting. But Peterson has been an all-star level player for us, and it's been amazing. Can he do any little bit of magic here to either tie or walk this game off for us? Let's see. We'll watch that one. It gets called for a strike at the top of the zone. 99 just barely catches the last little bit up top there. That one goes way inside, and that's an easier take at 96. Let's go Bucks as the fans are trying to rally here for the comeback. And we swing at that one. It's 99, and we're late on it. I didn't think it was going to come that far inside, but we're down to our final strike. Diaz delivers. Below the zone, does not get called. Wow, thank you for that, Blue. That was the same as that first pitch, but on the opposite end there, and it's 2-2. That one's below the zone a little bit more, and the count goes full. So Winsky's on deck. That'd be another exciting moment here. Full count. And that one is gone! Are you kidding me? Jock Peterson, a no-doubter to right center field, and it's a walk-off 2-run home run! That's precisely why we signed this guy. I love these moments that we're getting with Jock Peterson. It's so exciting, man. What a cool moment. You sign a guy for a very specific purpose, and he comes through time and time again and meets those expectations. Just absolutely unreal. What a stud. I meant to take a look earlier at Garrett Clevenger's card and see how bad it is, and yeah, there's a lot of catch-up and only just a little bit of relish here. He has dropped 6 attribute points in the hits per 9 category, 1 for stamina, 2 for walks, 2 for clutch, 1 for control. The defensive numbers have come down as well, but those are a little bit less important for me. But at 32 years old, it appears that regression has hit Garrett Clevenger like a freight train. He has a terrible ERA right now. In fact, the worst of his career. He's thrown more innings pitched right now than he did last year. And in 25, the first year that we had him was the best year that we've gotten out of him. 26 was still an absolutely stellar year. But yeah, here in 27, it has fully come off the rails for Garrett Clevenger. And with his contract at only $4 million, I think I'm going to be looking to trade him. I don't even want to take the chance after this season, I don't think. So Clevenger is most likely going to finish this out for the last time in a Pirates uniform. All right, 2 wins in a row. That's another series locked down against an opponent. And now, We seek a Game 3 sweep. Andrew Abbott versus Tyler McGill, and he looks pretty skilled, so we've definitely got our work cut out for us. Hopefully, we can just take Game 3. Let's go. Yes, we do. We sweep the New York Metropolitans. Let's go. Andrew Abbott with win number 12, and we are now 78-65. Let's get an update on those divisional rankings. All right, so we are still maintaining course above the Cincinnati Reds. We are 4.5 games up. We are 7-3 in our last 10, but so are they, and that's why they're keeping pace, despite us over the last week doing a lot better. The Brewers are still at the top of the division, and it's not very close. 10.5 games up above us, and I don't think the Reds are challenging them at all, so really, it's only a battle for the second place right now. The Brewers are most likely going to finish out this year at the very top of the division. That means we're looking at a wild card race, so let's look at that next. If the season ended today, we would very comfortably make this at 4.5 games up. It is the Reds currently with the third wild card spot, and the Mets, who we just swept, we have knocked them out of the spot there. So we kind of helped a division rival there by giving the Reds the leg up over the Mets, but it's up to them to maintain that spot. We are 3 games behind the Diamondbacks as they are 81-62, so there's definitely a chance that we could catch them and gives ourselves an even better wild card solid spot there. But right now at 4.5 games up on the calendar, there are 3 weeks left to play. We've got the Phillies next. That's going to be a tough series. After that, it's Boston. They're 82-61, another tough one. Cincinnati will be a divisional clash for us next week. And then we've got the St. Louis Cardinals. They are underwater at 60-83. Atlanta next, and they are hovering around 500, currently just 1 game under it. And then we finished the year, wow, against the division leaders, the Milwaukee Brewers. So kind of an up and down battle, but more challenging than not, I believe. So we're going to have to really grit our teeth and power out that final wild card spot as we finish 2027. That's going to do it for this episode. Again, thank you guys for your patience, as this has not been the priority in my real life. I've been trying to get a lot more work done. I've been busy with that, but I appreciate you guys sticking around and catching this video. If you guys are still watching, I really appreciate you. So thank you so much, and I will see you hopefully soon here for the next one.